This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised as some cases contain graphic content. We mean no disrespect to anyone we discuss in this podcast except our exes. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. However, we will be expressing our personal opinions. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Hey everyone, it's Cynthia.
And I'm Wes, and this is Love and Luminol, a true crime podcast.
Yes, and we're on a boat.
We're on a boat. We're on a boat.
We're in an ocean. I don't even know what ocean. Atlantic?
We're in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, close.
We took a trip.
That's what I said.
We took a trip to Mexico, went to Cozumel and Progreso, saw Chichen Itza, and swam in a cenote. And
Yes.
hot tubs, lots of food. It's good times.
Comedy club.
Yeah.
What else did I see? A show.
We saw some shows.
Yeah, they had some good shows.
Some Broadway type shows. They were good.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can see, ocean behind us.
Yes.
Yeah.
New background. Same shit.
Same shit. New place.
New place, same shit. But today we're going to discuss some Tanner Ward.
Tanner Ward.
No, I know I dated a Tanner, but not the same. Tanner Ward.
Tanner Ward. Don't know this one.
Don't know that one?
I do not.
As I said Tanner, your eyes are like... No, this one, Tanner Ward. So, you ready for this one?
I am.
Let's get into it.
Let's go.
All right, guys. Like I said, you'll probably hear some background noise. Ocean.
Yeah, ocean.
Music. Drunk bitches.
Probably.
It's a cruise.
There's a lot of them on here.
Someone was yelling for Sydney, and I answered, and she answered me back.
That was funny.
That was a good conversation. Sydney's in trouble, probably. But let's get this ball rolling.
Alrighty.
Tanner Ward, and he is 19 years old. I have a picture of him. He doesn't look 19. That's him right there.
Okay.
Do you look 19 to you?
I'd
I'd say
maybe.
20s.
I was thinking younger.
Younger?
Yeah, I was thinking like 17.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe I'm just seeing it at an angle and it's not looking right. I don't know.
Maybe. But he's 19. He has a fiance named Megan.
Okay.
And they have a daughter, Sophia. And I have those pictures. Taking me a second 'cause it's a little different setup. Well, that's Megan.
Okay.
And that's their little baby.
Alrighty.
And that's him and Sophia.
Aw,
I
that's
know.
cute.
You can tell he loved her to death.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a smile on his face. But his mother's name was Lisa.
Okay.
And father Curtis. And they are right. Here's his father. So a military man.
All right.
I didn't have
What
a
is that,
picture of his
Navy?
mother. It looks maybe.
Looks like he's on a ship of some sort. Ship or a submarine.
Well, that or it could be one of those tank things too.
it could.
Where they come out the top.
I don't know.
Because it looks, I can see trees and stuff, so he ain't underwater.
Oh, okay.
But
Nah,
it's
okay.
hard to
I
tell.
didn't
But
notice that
either
part.
way, he is a military man. So Tanner came from a military family. And he had an older brother named Tyler.
Tyler.
Yeah. And a sister, Kelsey.
All right.
So all kinds of family love there. This is in Trenton, Missouri, with a population of only 5,763.
Oh.
So everybody knows everybody and
Yeah.
their dogs. So it's a small town.
I went to school with your mama.
That's how it goes. You look just like your sister. I had her in the 5th grade too. All that kind of stuff. But this case occurred June 17th, 2017. So
Okay.
not too long
Not
ago.
horribly long ago. No.
He told his baby girl, his daughter, goodbye before leaving to go see his friend Jeremiah. He promised his mother that he would return for dinner after a brief 30-minute visit with his friend, stating, quote, "I'm only going to be gone 30 minutes. Go ahead and fix a piece for me." So he said, go ahead and fix me dinner. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Just going to go see this guy. That would be the last words he would ever say to her.
Damn.
Yeah. That was the last thing he said. Fix a piece for me.
Fix me a plate. I'll be right back.
Yep. He never came back. And I couldn't imagine. It's like just a normal everyday goodbye. Like, that's like one of the kids being like, all right, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Go run to Walmart. And then they never come back. And you never would have guessed it. Yeah. It was that kind of thing. That's rough. But his family did not know who Jeremiah was. Or his family did not know who Jeremiah was and didn't know him very well. So they might have heard his name, but they never saw him and didn't know who he was.
Okay.
And they're like, okay, yeah, go ahead. Because he's 19. They're like, all right, yeah, go see Jeremiah and whoever. I mean, it's not like he's a kid. But Tanner's sister, Kelsey, didn't even know Jeremiah existed until after Tanner died. So they did not know this guy very well at all. But like I said, Tanner didn't come back for dinner. And it was unusual for him to not respond to the family when he was out and about. Like they'd text him, call him. It's weird that he wouldn't respond, especially when he had a toddler at home. Because when Megan called him, he's like, oh, my daughter. So he'd always answer. And his sister, Kelsey, became worried and decided to retrace her brother's movements. So she said, I'm going to go retrace him. I don't know how she figured out. I guess Life 360, I don't know.
Yeah.
Find my iPhone. Somehow she traced him back to Jeremiah's house. So she went to Jeremiah's house.
Okay.
She knocked but didn't get an answer. The door was unlocked, so she went on in. She's like, it's open, it's open. And she was met with a horrific scene. Yeah, like the apartment was in chaos. It looked like a violent fight occurred in there. Like furniture's flipped everywhere. The back door was wide open. The wall had a huge hole in it. She found her brother's baseball cap lying in the middle of the floor. And she immediately went to the police station to report him missing. And she took the cap as evidence. She's like, I went to his friend's house. The place looks a wreck. And here's his cap laying in the middle of the floor. I mean, I don't know what happened, but something happened. But again, the cap, she just walked in somebody's house and picked it up. So I don't know if they could use that as evidence if there was anything on it.
Right.
Because it was not, chain of custody. She just kind of broke in this dude's house and took a cap. So that was out the door. But a missing persons report was filed, but weeks went by with no word. So they filed a report, and nothing came of it. The police started looking at this Jeremiah guy.
Right.
And Kelsey was out hanging homemade flyers around town. And I have pictures of her little flyers she made and hung out. But that's her flyer she made. It has a QR code.
Yeah.
His picture, all the information about where he was.
Well, they went all out.
What he looked like. Yeah. She was hanging those all over town when she encountered Mr. Jeremiah. Because at that point, she kind of knew what he looked like. Because I'm sure she dug deep into him.
Yeah.
But he was wearing the same shirt Tanner was seen in on the day he went missing. He was wearing Tanner's shirt. The shirt appeared to have what looked like burn holes from a cigarette on it.
Yeah.
So, that was weird to her. And especially when Jeremiah said they're just stains. He's like, it's just stain. She's like, that looked like burn marks.
Yeah.
So she threatened to call the police, but Jeremiah offered to willingly go to the station with her. He's like, don't call him, I'll go. And the Trenton police chief that dealt with the case at the time was Mr. Thomas Wright. He observed the shirt stains, but said he could not determine definitely if they were blood or burns or what. He said, I can't tell. So the police conducted a voice stress test on Jeremiah. They did a voice stress test. I don't know how accurate that is, because I'd be nervous as hell if I was in an interrogation room.
Yeah.
My voice would be stressed. Like I didn't do nothing, but I know you guys are looking at me.
I didn't do shit, I swear.
They're like, she's under stress. Well, yeah. But his results showed some deception. This led police to getting a search warrant. The sister already broke in, so I don't know what they're going to find. They searched the property belonging to, Jeremiah's father. They went to his father's house.
Oh.
Okay. They call it an apartment, but it belongs to his dad. So I don't know if that means, like, his dad was paying for it for him and it was his house.
I don't know. Maybe it's, like, above the garage or something.
Yeah. But they said it
Apartment
was
above the
Jeremiah's
garage.
apartment, and then they said his dad's place. So I don't know if he was renting something from his dad, if his dad was paying for it. I don't know. But cadaver dogs were brought in, and they hit on a burn pit on the property. So it doesn't sound like an apartment. It sounds like maybe a house with an apartment upstairs, maybe.
Yeah.
Like you said. But there was a burn pit, and the dogs hit on it. And
That
a
doesn't
forensic.
sound good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good at all. Especially burn marks on the shirt.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, I about burned my chair the other day. I threw a empty pop bottle at Dad's in the bonfire.
yeah.
And it goes.
Yeah,
Those
the
little-
pressure from
Yeah.
the leftover soda inside started boiling, and then it
Little flaming hot
exploded.
pieces of plastic were
Yeah.
falling, and I got burnt up and burned a hole in this chair.
Yep.
But a forensic dig was conducted, and only animal bones were found, so no human remains were found there. And the case appeared to be going cold. Tanner's lack of cell phone use made it difficult for police to trace his digital footprint. So it made it hard to get a hold of him. So they're starting to think that he fell victim to foul play. Because it's been 6 long months past, and they haven't heard from him.
Wow.
But then suddenly they got a break in the case. On December 4th of 2017, 2 of Tanner's childhood friends, again, you know, everybody knows everybody,
Yeah.
stumbled upon his body hanging from a tree just 3 blocks away from his house while walking to school.
Oh, shit.
Mind you, this was 6 months after he went missing. His body's hanging from a tree.
Damn.
Yeah. But here's a picture of the tree. As you can tell, it's right along a walkway.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a road going this way.
So somebody would have saw it
Yeah.
before 6 months.
In December when there's no leaves on the tree. That's why people are like,
Is that body was put there recently?
Yeah. They never noticed him the other days they walked to school. Like, that's a road that people walk on. No one said
Somebody
a thing.
put him there.
At the site, a small pile of clothing was on the ground, including pants, shoes, and 1 sock. He was found in a gray t-shirt and dark blue pants. The condition of the clothing they found there showed that they've been there for quite some time.
Okay.
An autopsy was performed, and dental records confirmed that the remains were Tanner, so I assume it was skeletalized pretty much. Because they used dental records.
Yeah.
The autopsy report issued by Dr. Eric K. Mitchell of Frontier Forensics Midwest LLC of Kansas City stated that his remains were mostly mummified. Yes. In north central Missouri, it's very humid and very moist. I hate that word.
Moist.
Moist.
Let's say that again.
Moist.
Moist.
In order
For all the people who hate that word.
In order for a body to mummify, there must be no moisture or humidity.
Interesting. So it wasn't there.
Yeah. His feet were missing.
Oh.
The feet were thought to have fallen off due to gravity. The body hanging for so
And then
long.
an animal came by and...
Yeah, that's what they were saying. The original cause of death they listed was suicide.
I call bullshit.
Yeah, I figured you would. The evidence found on autopsy supported self-suspension. There was just the common neck injury seen in hangings. Like, that's the only injury they can tell.
Huh.
He wasn't shot, stabbed, beaten. Of course, he was mummified, but the only injury they could see was one around the neck. The atlantoaxial dislocation that kills from hanging is unique and easily recognizable as a sign of suicide hanging. So I guess there's a little bone in here that when you hang, it breaks or cracks a certain way. So that's how they ruled it that way.
Okay.
Was that dislocation. It is next to impossible to deliver a blow that will reproduce that same dislocation. So he wasn't punched in the neck or anything.
Okay.
It came from the sudden jerking
But what if the
up.
person was unconscious and then hung?
Again, yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
But it occurs from the weight of your body suddenly pulling on your neck while it's tied to a rope. So that sudden drop and that pull up is what causes that dislocation.
Mm-hmm.
And Tanner had that same snap injury. But like you said, someone could have carried him up there and tossed him off unconscious.
Yep.
But it would take someone with extreme strength to carry a body up. It wasn't. You can't just hoist a rope over and pull him up. He has to drop.
So what are they saying? He said, "I'll be right back. Make me a plate," and then just
Hung himself?
like hid for 6 months and then hung himself, and then he mummified in a moist area. That doesn't make sense.
True. I mean, and again, you couldn't just hoist the rope over and pull him up. It wouldn't have that same injury. And again, though, would decomposition explain the lack of his other wounds? Like the state of his body, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
What else could... If he was beat up, I mean, how do you know? He's mummified.
I mean, could he have been dead before he sustained that neck injury? That
It's possible. How do you know? He's just bones and dried skin at this point.
That's what
it's
I'm saying.
It's hard to say if he was suffocated or strangled. You can't see bruises or nothing. All you got's bones.
Yeah. So
it's very
could be
hard
anything.
to... Yeah, poor guy. It's very hard to tell. And it would be impossible to get him up there that high in the tree if he was awake and fighting.
Yeah.
Like you can't carry a grown fighting man up a tree.
Yeah.
Was it possible that they gave him some hallucinogen or something and talked him into climbing the tree and then pushed him? I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
but then he'd be
medical
there for
stories.
6 months and somebody would have saw him.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's very hard. There was no evidence of damage to the tree trunk from a rope being pulled up the tree. So there's no rub marks or anything on the tree showing someone climbed it or someone, anything. But he was found in clothes he was reported to be wearing. And the other articles of clothing was found at the scene. But then again, his sister's like, that's the shirt he's wearing. So I don't know how that... The police were like, he's found the clothes he was seen in. Well, then how did that guy end up with his shirt? Like,
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. But police closed the case as a suicide on April 18th, 2018. The day after the autopsy report was released. So they read the report and they're like, solved.
Solved.
Yeah.
Case closed.
The only piece of evidence found at the scene was the rope he was hanging from. That was it. Tanner's family stated that he would never end his life. He was getting married. He had a daughter. He even had plans to come home for dinner.
Make me a plate.
He had
I'll
a
be right
daughter
there.
that he loved more than anything. He's getting married. He's making plans for Father's Day weekend. When his dad came back from deployment, his dad was on deployment. He said he comes back, let's do something for Father's Day for him. So he had plans.
The only way that somebody makes all those plans and then kills himself is if something happened
Drastic.
right then.
Loss of a child.
So it has to be something big that happens right then. They're like, fuck it. And then they just do it.
Yeah, there's
Like,
nothing here.
If you're making all those plans, it's not intentional. Like, it's not planned out. It's something spur of the moment.
Yeah. So they're like, it doesn't make sense. He had all these plans,
No.
wedding, children, his daughter. So none of that supported suicide. Construction workers near the site of the grim discovery disputed the timeline because they were working on that street and never smelled any odors during the hot summer months when he was missing.
See?
And they were up doing all
And
kinds
if
of
they're
work.
decomping and mummifying,
You smell
you'd
it.
be smelling that for a long period of time.
And they were working all up and down that street, and they never noticed he was there. Kelsey's friend, that's his sister, her friend even played with her son underneath the tree and didn't notice anything
That same
out
tree?
of the ordinary. Yeah, the same tree. Her daughter runs around and plays in that street in that area under
That's
that tree.
ridiculous.
Never saw anything. A friend of Tanner's also walked the path several times without seeing him. Like, no one saw him. Leaves fell. It was winter. Why didn't anyone, even driving down the street, say, what is hanging from those? Yeah, because there's no leaves on the tree.
No.
And nobody saw anything. Theories came forward, but they were all hearsay and rumors, according to Chief Wright. His mother received a lot of tips and messages from friends and even strangers. One message claimed that Tanner was tortured for 4 months and the body was kept in a freezer and then disposed of.
Huh.
That was one tip she got through a message. He had a very loving relationship. Oh, I lost it. Very loving relationship with his mother and his fiance, his father, siblings. He didn't leave a suicide note or any explanation for them. He didn't give them any kind of reasoning for this. And they said he would not do that to them.
Yeah.
Studies show that only 20% of suicides leave a note, though, of any kind.
Yeah.
And his mother ordered a private autopsy because she's like, I ain't buying it. He wouldn't do this to us.
Right.
Even though, like I said, not very many people leave a note, but she said he would have definitely told them something.
Yeah.
And while waiting on that report, True Crime Daily went to their expert, Dr. Bill Smock. Smock, almost Spock. Smock for his opinion. Dr. Smock is a police surgeon with the Louisville Metro Police Department. So from Louisville, yeah.
Louisville.
For more than 2 decades. So he's pretty local to us.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting because this is Missouri, right?
Yeah.
To call him from Louisville, Kentucky is big. He stated that the case is a compelling one.
Compelling it is.
Yes. Looking at photos of the body, he stated, quote, he had been hanging in that tree for an extended period of time. The way gravity pulls the body apart, the pressure is applied to the neck, so we have the body was basically pulling down, and over time it stretches. And as it stretches, you saw it elongated. Quote. So he's like, I buy it. He was also asked about the mummification, stating, quote, Missouri is very hot in the summer, so yes, if he is out, it's humid, and in a temperature environment, you can have mummification in 3 months. In a hot, dry area, 2 months.
Wow. Okay.
So he's like, yeah, it can happen. He also claimed that the wind could have helped mask the smell, and that the foliage?
Foliage.
Yeah. From the tree could have hidden the body from view. But again, December, there's no leaves. So I don't know if he means like the many branches. I don't know.
Or there could be bushes or something nearby.
Yeah. And the wind helping with the smell. But there was construction going up and down the road that would have carried the scent, I would think.
I mean, maybe they thought it was a dead animal somewhere.
Possible.
Nobody thought of it.
But family claimed that the scene where his body was found was never police taped off, so people have been trampling through it. They're like, they never even thought of that area as part of the scene when he went missing.
Okay.
So they never taped it off. So for the 6 months, people were running around, tracking around there. They also stated that of the 3 possible crime scenes, not one has been looked at. So they're like, they had
That's
3
weird.
possible. I guess one was Jeremiah's house, I assume. The other one must have been the burn pit, and then the tree. I'm not sure what 3 they were talking about, but she said they didn't investigate any 3 of them. They also stated that there were videotapes that were never watched, potentially documenting a couple people discussing how Tanner is dead and that they will never find him. And this was recorded before his body was found.
Wow.
So they have tapes.
Who were these people, though?
And they didn't say. So I assume maybe Jeremiah and some of his friends. I don't know. I don't want to say that because I don't know. They didn't say anything. But they had a couple people discussing how he's dead and they'll never find him. And that was before they found his body.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I figure if they said never find him, that they wouldn't have put him in a tree. Eventually he would have been
Yeah,
found.
so it's not those same people. But
No.
they may have had knowledge
of
him being dead.
Yeah. There were no evidence of wildlife on the body. So there was no evidence of any animal of any kind.
Which is strange if he'd been up there for months.
Yeah. Implying to some that the body was not hanging there for 6 months.
See?
Especially during the hot summer weather, the smell, vultures or something would have came to him.
Yeah.
Picked him
definitely.
apart, but no, there was no evidence of any animal activity. And Tanner had a drug issue.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He was taking any drug he could get his hands on. So, again,
So maybe
people
it
were
was
like,
drug-related.
Yeah. They're like, But Kelsey said he was a regular pot smoker. Since Tanner was part of the drug world, the people and friends he hung out with were hesitant to talk to police, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to give too much info out because then I'll be in trouble. So they didn't really want to chat with the police very much, which didn't help him. Tanner was involved in a violent confrontation a year before his death. So he had a fight. And he was on felony probation for a home invasion in 2016.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
See, I did.
Never thought.
You don't give all that info at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then you find out at the end, like, oh well, maybe.
Yeah. Because
Maybe it's this.
From the start,
yeah.
you're like, oh, nice
Nice
father to
fella.
a daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fiance getting married.
I mean, not that
family
I'm saying
man.
he's a bad person. It's just we don't know all of his history.
Yeah, we
so
don't know that shady part, the other people that he could have hung out with due to that. Yeah. He's still really nice, and it's just. But in that home invasion in 2016, he and his brother went to a house with weapons. It was a drug dispute.
Wow.
So Tyler and Tanner, they both start with T's, showed up with the gun and wouldn't allow people to leave.
Huh.
Yeah. Text messages sent to his mom say that this is the incident that set off a violent war of retribution involving Jeremiah and his upstairs neighbor, Stephen Miller.
Interesting.
So I guess, is that saying Jeremiah or Stephanie Miller? Sorry, Stephanie Miller, not Stephen. Stephanie Miller. I don't know if there's a dispute between them or Tanner against Stephanie and, I don't know, Jeremiah.
I don't know.
It just said that there was a violent war involving Jeremiah and his upstairs neighbor, Stephanie. There you go. One person supposedly held hostage by Tanner and Tyler, was Stephanie's daughter. So one of the people they wouldn't let leave happened to be Jeremiah's neighbor's daughter.
What the fuck?
But why Tanner and not Tyler? Why is Tyler just hanging out on the side?
Yeah.
He was there too. Did he? I don't know if he moved away, if he was still in jail. I don't know. But he was there too. So I don't know why Tanner would have been targeted if Tyler also was there. But rumors said that Stephanie didn't want Tanner to die. They just wanted to beat him up to make a point.
Huh.
So that was the rumor that was going on. She just wanted to rough him up. But things got carried away and he died, so they tried to stage a suicide. So that was one rumor. But his sister Kelsey believes he was held and tortured until they were unsure of what to do with him and just killed him.
Wow.
Like they were holding him, torturing him, and they got scared, like, oh, we're going to get in big trouble. We might as well. Yeah. The student who found the body stated that he noticed it because it was swaying in the wind, quote. So it was
And nobody
moving
saw
in the
this
wind.
before.
Yeah, nobody saw it before. And that's weird because it's a big thing hanging from a tree moving. Someone would have noticed and been like, what is that?
Yeah.
So that's weird, unless people just don't look up. I don't know.
That's
If
weird.
something's moving in the corner of my eye, I tend to look that way.
Yeah.
That's why I thought, But studies have been conducted to demonstrate how people rarely look up while walking.
I get that.
Yeah, which could explain why no one saw him, but not from a distance.
From a distance, you would see
Driving
it.
by, yeah.
I can get
Children
if somebody was
playing
just
under
kind of
it.
walking near it, they probably didn't look up. But
From a distance, something
like
moving.
if I see a tree over there as I'm going by, I'm like, that fucking looks like a body hanging from that tree.
Yeah.
Like people would notice.
They
that, I
found
think.
that. Wasn't there a shadow in the background of Wizard of Oz, and people pointed that out, but they couldn't
What's
find
not a
this?
shadow?
Whatever it was.
It was actually somebody who hung themselves.
Was it? I thought
Yeah.
it was a bird. They did
No.
They did an explanation about it. It was a big crane, and it just, the way it was standing, it looked
No,
like a hanging.
from my understanding, somebody actually did commit suicide
Oh.
on the set.
That's crazy. I have to look
I
into
could be
that.
wrong, but that's
People
what I've always
caught
heard.
that little shadow in the corner. They couldn't catch this.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? But it was a tall tree. But Chief Wright says that there was about 9 different people who were reportedly involved. 4 different methodologies, and none of those could be proven. So he said out of all the rumors going around, they had like 9 names coming out. They had 4 different scenarios and methods, and they couldn't prove any of it.
Huh.
He stated that, quote, you can't stab somebody repeatedly in the back and not have puncture wounds in the back. Unquote.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying there's no stab wounds. But again, mummification, the body, the skin will shrink.
Yeah.
It'd be harder to tell. And if he didn't nick any bones, I don't know how you could tell definitely. But Chief Wright has sought an investigative subpoena for the report from the second autopsy ordered by the mother. So he's like, I want to see what they're saying.
Yeah.
But, quote, doing better and, quote, has been happier lately are considered possible signs that someone has accepted and planned out their death. So I don't know if they're saying, if he was saying like, oh, I'm doing better, or oh, he's been happier lately, or he's doing better.
So he's had issues before.
Yeah.
With depression.
And they think that's usually a sign that they've accepted and planned their death, because they're like, he's just okay now. He's okay with it.
Yeah,
that
but make me a plate, I'll be right back. Seems a
doesn't
little
sound,
odd.
yeah. Doesn't, no. And there is his gravesite, Ward Tanner Uriah. Uriah? I can't say that. I don't know.
Looks like Uriah.
Yeah, but he's got a picture. I believe it looks like him and his daughter, I think's on his tombstone. Some other little, the app I used didn't really define it. But it looks like, I can't tell if that's a race car, motorcycle. He's got some different decorations on there.
Yeah.
I assume it's stuff that he was into. But Jeremiah has since moved to Alabama to live with family. So he's moved away. He has warrants out in Missouri for other charges.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know what those charges are, but he has warrants out for them. There's a change.org out. It's called Justice for Tanner Ward, and it has, I guess people get on there and can sign. They're wanting the case reopened and relooked at.
Yeah, it's a petition site.
Yeah. So I don't know how many signatures they got yet, but it's still up there. So you can still find it and sign it. And I have pics of him, and there's him. This is, I guess it was some photographer did this for his daughter, but that's his daughter older, and that's like the silhouette of him from the younger picture.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like his
ghost. So it's like
ghost.
a ghost holding her up in the air.
That's sweet.
That is very cute. I liked it. And her mother, that's the daughter now. Her mother, what was her name? Stephanie? I think it's...
No, Stephanie was the neighbor.
Megan. That's the daughter. Sophia, that's her mother, Megan, and that's her new husband, her stepdad.
Aw.
So kind of that's cute. Yeah, you can tell he loves her too. But I think he kind of looks like Tanner a little bit. He's got the same hair.
A little bit.
Facial hair, kind of.
She evidently has a type.
Yeah, she does. But that's her new husband with little Sophia. She's getting big too. But some questions that popped up that haven't been answered while I was doing this research was the dogs got a hit on the fire pit, but when they were walking around the parents' house and stuff, they didn't hit on the tree or anything around there.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know if they went to the parents' house. I assume since they were sniffing around, if maybe they stopped by. But if they did, why didn't the dog?
Yeah, so we don't know 100% on that.
And then how'd he get in that tree? It's a tall tree. Was there a ladder nearby? Was there steps, blocks, anything to help him get up that tree?
Or an area that looked like somebody climbed it and scuffed it in any way?
Yeah, because the picture that I saw, it had a ribbon around it. Well, I mean, I showed it, but it looked high up to be able... It's hard to gauge it without someone standing there, but I don't know how he could get up there, especially if some people thought maybe he got high. He went to Jeremiah, got high, and they're wondering if he was high, how he could get up there so skillfully without a ladder or chair or something.
I don't know. High people are like MacGyver.
True.
They'll figure it out.
And where was his feet? Where were the bones to his feet? Where did his feet go? There's no other signs of any other animal activity on the body.
You'd think if an animal walked by, found the feet on the ground, and went at it, they
would have left something.
They would have noticed more up and tried to get at it.
Or birds or something would have noticed him up there.
Yeah.
Vultures.
Definitely birds. Yeah, vultures.
And again, people were still wondering if you're farther away from the tree, can you not see something up there? Something moving, something swinging.
Yeah.
That was
especially
the other
when there's no
question,
leaves or anything.
They kept saying, that people don't look up. But they're like, well, if I'm at the end, 2 houses down on the front porch and I glance that way, I can see the whole tree.
I mean, maybe during the summer months when there's more leaves and stuff, they didn't see it. Maybe that's why it was found when it became fall-winter area.
But it was, again, found by a kid walking under the tree. A student
again,
walking under.
They're looking.
Yeah.
They don't see leaves or anything, and it's not blocking it. Maybe it was easier to see.
That's weird, though, because I figured the leaves would have fell probably November-ish. I don't know, Missouri.
I mean, it's like
around
any
here,
other
October,
Midwest.
November, yeah. So I figured someone by then would have noticed him up there moving if there's no leaves. But it had just happened to be that one student that noticed him moving in December. I don't know. It's a weird one, but it's still ruled a suicide. That petition's still up and going. But that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, his poor daughter. I mean, looks like she's got a good stepfather. And
Yeah.
doing
Looks
it,
like
but
they're
I'm sure,
trying to be happy.
Yeah, she misses her dad still. She was a toddler, but still hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't think it's a suicide.
You
but
still don't think it's
I don't
a suicide?
know. I mean, it's too hard. It's too hard to figure out the rest of the details,
I know.
like what it could be.
It is, because you go through different scenarios. You're like, well, then it would have been this, or it would have been. And I don't know. I think it's a lot of confusion. All the rumors thrown in. The police were like, I don't know. Like the sister said, oh, he's wearing Tanner's shirt that he went missing in. But then the police were like, well, he was found in the clothes he was reported seen in. So they're like, like, did he change after he fought with Jeremiah in the apartment? Or, I mean, it's weird. Did he just like that shirt and swap? I don't know.
A lot of weird questions. It's hard to say.
A lot of mismatched, I guess,
I don't
information. It's just jumbled up and it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
In that scenario. Sad all around either way, but it's awful. Well, that's it.
All right. Well, I don't know.
What do you guys think? Like,
what do you guys think? I mean, this is one of them we don't have like a definitive answer on. So feel free to chime in. Let us know what you think. We'll next recorded episode after we read it, obviously because we do multiples, but the one that we record after we read yours, we'll obviously address it and shout you out. Yeah. Speaking of shout outs, since we are on a cruise ship, there's a cruise thing where people put out ducks all over the ship, little rubber duckies, and people find them. It's just a fun thing people do on cruise ships. So we decided to do that. And on the bottom of the rubber duckies is a Love and Luminol sticker with a QR code to our website. So if you are on the ship with us and you find these, scan it and figure out what we are and are watching this. Again, scan the QR code, go to the contact form, hit us up, let us know the name of the ship you're on. That way we can verify you really did find it on the ship, and tell us where you found it on the ship. And we will shout you out on the next episode as well.
Yeah.
So
Happy
just a
hunting.
fun little thing. We got them all over the ships. I think we got
80.
I don't know. It was a lot of them.
Tossed them out like Oprah
we put them everywhere.
Duck for you, duck for you. Laid them everywhere.
But yeah, if you find them, let us know where and the name of the ship you're on, because that way we know it's really you. Because we're not telling you what ship we're on right now. Anyway, but yeah, let us know. And then our normal spiel, if you like us, follow us, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Video episodes, Spotify and YouTube, audio everywhere else. If you don't know how to find those on those sites,
find a duck.
Go to the QR code, or go to loveandluminol.com. We have a list of all of our video and audio links to pretty much everywhere. Obviously, there are a ton of different audio podcast places, so we didn't list every single one of them, but we put all the major ones on there. You're more than likely to find us on other ones if you're using something else. Social media. Yes. We're everywhere except Twitter/X, at Love and Luminol on all of those sites. So TikTok, Facebook,
Snapchat,
Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff.
I think that's it. Facebook?
Yeah, I said Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's about it, though. So hit us up, like us on those, follow us, send us a message. Hit us up. But that's all I got. What about you?
I think that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us live in the Gulf of Mexico. No, we're not live. But see you guys next time.
All right. See
Bye.
ya.